Most people remember North by Northwest for two scenes, a man running from a crop duster and a chase across the faces of Mount Rushmore. What most people do not know is that the United States Department of the Interior tried to shut the film down. The acting Interior Secretary sent a heated letter to MGM demanding violations be corrected. The National Park Service revoked the filming permit during production. A line spoken by Eva Marie Saint was redubbed for being too sexual. MGM ordered Hitchcock to cut 15 minutes from his own film, and he refused. The opening UN scene was shot from inside a disguised truck because the UN refused to grant a filming permit. This is the production chaos behind one of Hitchcock's most beloved films. Alfred Hitchcock had been thinking about a chase scene across Mount Rushmore for nearly 9 years before he made North by Northwest. He told screenwriter Ernest Lehman, "I always wanted to do a chase scene across the faces of Mount Rushmore." Lehman built the entire screenplay around it. The original working title of the script was, quote, "The Man in Lincoln's Nose." Hitchcock's vision was specific: a man hanging from Lincoln's eyebrows. Another character erupting in a sneezing fit while hiding inside a statue's nostril. He wanted murder on the monument. He wanted bullets ricocheting off granite. He pitched all of this to MGM, and they backed him. Then he had to convince the United States government to let him do it. At a press party in 1958, Hitchcock described the climax of his upcoming film to reporters. He even sketched the planned sequence on a cocktail napkin. One reporter at the party took the napkin back to his newsroom and reproduced it as part of an article in his hometown newspaper. The article described in detail what Hitchcock was planning: chase scenes, violence, characters falling from the monument. The article reached the desk of someone at the National Park Service. Within days, the Park Service was being flooded with letters from angry citizens. Quote, "Just who does the English director Alfred Hitchcock think he is that he can send another Englishman running up and down Lincoln's face?" The Park Service's original filming permit had been granted in 1958 on the condition that no scenes of violence would be shown on or near the monument. The cocktail napkin had revealed that Hitchcock had no intention of honoring that promise. On July 28, 1959, the acting United States Interior Secretary Elmer F. Bennett wrote a heated letter directly to MGM President Joseph E. Vogel. The letter, preserved in National Archives Record Group 79, stated that MGM had, quote, "promised to adhere to the terms of the original agreement." Those terms forbade scenes of violence on the memorial or any studio mock-up of it. Bennett accused MGM and Hitchcock of having violated the agreement deliberately.
This is no good. We're on top of the monument.
The National Park Service revoked the production's filming permit. MGM was forbidden from filming anywhere near the actual Mount Rushmore. Even the studio mock-up of the monument built in Los Angeles was placed under review. South Dakota Senator Carl E. Munt got involved. The story was now no longer a film production matter. It was a federal dispute. After weeks of negotiation between MGM and the Department of the Interior, a compromise was reached. The mock-up of Mount Rushmore could be used for filming. But the actors could only move between the faces, not across them. Cary Grant and Eva Marie Saint could climb between Washington and Jefferson. They could shelter in the space between Jefferson and Lincoln. They could not climb over the heads. They could not be filmed sliding down anyone's face. Hitchcock, who had been planning shots on Lincoln's eyebrows for 9 years, accepted the deal. He had no choice. The final climactic chase that you see in the film is the result of this compromise. Every shot was reframed to keep the actors strictly between the faces. Even after the compromise, the National Park Service was not satisfied. When they saw an early cut of the film, they saw exactly what they had been warned against: violence in proximity to the monument. The footage placed actors near the faces. Stunts had been performed. The film's marketing emphasized the Mount Rushmore connection.
What do we do?
Climb down.
We can't.
Here they come. We have no choice.
The Park Service contacted MGM with a final demand: remove the thank you credit at the end of the film. That credit acknowledged the cooperation of the National Park Service in helping the production. MGM had hoped to claim the monument's prestige as part of the film's branding. The Park Service refused to be credited. MGM complied. To this day, if you watch North by Northwest, there is no acknowledgement of the National Park Service in the closing credits because the government refused to be associated with the finished film. During the dining car seduction scene, Eva Marie Saint's character Eve Kendall delivers a famous line to Cary Grant's character Roger Thornhill. In the version of the film you can watch today, the line is, "I never discuss love on an empty stomach." That was not the original line. The original, as shot on set, was, "I never make love on an empty stomach." The Production Code Administration objected. The line was considered too sexually explicit for 1,959 audiences, even by the looser standards of the late Code era. Eva Marie Saint was called back to the studio in post-production to redub the single word. She replaced make with discuss. The lip movement on screen does not match the line you hear. If you watch closely, you can see it. The most quoted line of Eve Kendall's character is a censored version. When Hitchcock delivered the final cut of North by Northwest, it ran 2 hours and 16 minutes. MGM executives demanded he cut 15 minutes from the film to bring it under the 2-hour mark. Their reasoning was commercial. Films under 2 hours could be screened more times per day in theaters. Theaters would book the film more readily. Profits would be higher. Hitchcock refused. The studio escalated. Hitchcock contacted his agent and asked for the contract to be reviewed. The agent confirmed that Hitchcock had absolute final cut authority on the film, a clause Hitchcock had negotiated personally before agreeing to make it. He used that clause to override the studio. Not a single frame was removed. The version of North by Northwest released to theaters in July 1959 was Hitchcock's complete cut. He told Francois Truffaut in a later interview that MGM's pressure to cut the film was, quote, "the closest I came to walking off the production." The opening of the film required Cary Grant's character to enter the United Nations building in New York. Hitchcock applied for a permit. The UN refused categorically. No commercial film crew was permitted to film the building or its surroundings. Hitchcock found a workaround. He rented a carpet cleaning truck. He had the truck repainted with the logo of a real carpet cleaning business. He drove it to a parking spot across the street from the UN entrance, set up a hidden camera in the back, and instructed Cary Grant, at the time one of the most recognized actors in the world, to walk past UN security guards as if he were any other tourist. They shot it in one take. The UN security never noticed. Grant entered the building, the camera kept rolling, and the entire opening sequence of the film was captured guerrilla style from inside a disguised vehicle. The interior of the UN lobby was later recreated on a soundstage at MGM, based on photographs Hitchcock himself had secretly taken on a previous undercover visit. The crop duster sequence was filmed in October 1958 near Wasco, California, not Indiana, as the film implies. The scene took 3 days to shoot. On day one, Hitchcock filmed the master shot of Cary Grant running through the field while the crop dusters swooped overhead. The plane sprayed real crop dusting powder. The next day, Hitchcock reviewed the dailies and discovered a problem. Script supervisor Peggy Robertson, one of his most trusted collaborators, had forgotten to ensure that Grant was covered in crop dust in the wide shots. The continuity was broken. Robertson reportedly burst into tears on set when she realized her mistake. Hitchcock did not fire her. He reshot the entire scene over the next 2 days. The famous sequence, the one consistently rated one of the greatest chase scenes in cinema history, exists only because a script supervisor's mistake forced Hitchcock to redo 3 days of work. Hitchcock storyboarded every single shot of North by Northwest before a single frame was filmed. He sat with art director Robert Boyle for weeks, drawing each angle, each camera position, each cut. By the time production began, the entire film already existed on paper frame by frame, in pencil. Hitchcock famously said that for him, the filmmaking process was over before he ever stepped onto a soundstage. The actual shooting was, in his words, just transferring his drawings to film. This is why Hitchcock so rarely changed shots on set, and so rarely did multiple takes. He already knew exactly what each frame was going to look like, because he had drawn it months earlier.
Now! Come on, I've got you. Up!
I can't make it!
Yes, you can. Come on.
Cary Grant once complained to him during filming that Hitchcock seemed bored on set. Hitchcock reportedly replied, "I made the film when I drew it. Now I am just watching it being made." Cary Grant, the lead actor of North by Northwest, did not understand the plot of the film while he was making it. He has confirmed this in multiple interviews. During production, he repeatedly asked Hitchcock to explain what was happening in the story. Hitchcock refused. He told Grant simply to play each scene moment by moment, without worrying about the larger plot. Grant later said he did not actually grasp what the film was about until he sat down to watch the premiere in 1959 months after filming had ended. This is consistent with Hitchcock's stated belief that an actor playing a confused man should not understand the script because his character does not understand what is happening either. The performance Grant gave, improvising panic, mistaken identity, constant disorientation, was not entirely acting. He really was disoriented. The strangest thing about Cary Grant's performance in North by Northwest is that he was confused for real. North by Northwest is celebrated as Hitchcock's perfect film, a flawless construction of tension, suspense, and cinematic craft. The truth is that it was made under pressure from the United States government, censored by the production code, threatened by a studio that demanded 15 minutes of cuts, and rescued by a guerrilla shoot from a disguised carpet cleaning truck. The Mount Rushmore sequence we now consider iconic exists in a compromised form because the National Park Service forced changes. The most quoted line of Eva Marie Saint's character is dubbed "over." The leading actor did not understand what film he was in, and the entire production was assembled from a stack of pencil drawings made before the cameras ever rolled. The version of North by Northwest we remember today is the version that survived the federal government, the studio, the production code, and a script supervisor's mistake. If you enjoyed this, the next video on this channel goes inside the production of Citizen Kane, the negative William Randolph Hearst tried to buy and burn, the FBI investigation, and the studios that conspired to destroy the film before it was ever released.